Hello, YouTube. I haven't been posting in a while, but here I am, ugly granny. It's okay. I wanted to talk today. I don't know if some of you know that I worked for Immigration Services a few years back, and that I met some interesting people, immigrants, looking to either, get the green card. They were all legit and stuff, and came to a few conclusions. Number one, immigrant parents. Especially the Hispanic groups, Guatemalan, etc., loving parents. When they would come into the lobby, for a test and everything, and their children were their young ones, like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, they were so well behaved. I mean, you see American children and they are absolute brats at the same age. But that being said, I wanted to tell you about a Polish immigrant, a gentleman who was born about 1934 in Poland. Now, I want you to think of your World War II history and what was going on when this now elderly man was about 4 or 5 years old. Hitler invaded Poland. And I had met him because I had to do fingerprinting. We had electronic boxes that, did the fingerprinting. And one of the things we had to do to help capture a good fingerprint is to use, we'd ask them to take hand sanitizer and rub their fingers really good. And for some reason that helped get a good fingerprint. And he was there. He was a small man. He was maybe 5'6". He was, hunched over a little bit, didn't speak any English, but his son was there sponsoring him. His son had come to the United States. Big guy. He towered over his father. But the way that the son cared for the dad, it's okay, you can tell, even though of course I don't speak Polish, you can tell by the tone in his voice, it's okay, Papa, it's okay, do that. He interpreted for me. And so I would have to take his hand, and I'll use my pillbox here, and put the first finger and second finger, third finger, and then you have to do the whole hand, and then like that, or something like that. And so when you touch this person, now naturally this is before COVID, when you held his hand, it was so gnarled, and his fingers, I had a hard time getting his fingerprints because he had worked so hard, that his hands and his fingerprints and everything were like this. And you could not help but fall in love of sorts with this elderly gentleman, knowing what he lived through. I still think about him and the atrocities and we got through doing the fingerprints, and when we got done, I swear I wanted to cry because I felt that through his hands, he was history. He was walking, talking history. I have no idea. I mean, he went on to be sponsored, and I guess I don't know if he got U.S. citizenship. I don't remember all the details. But I remember for it thinking in my mind, because I've studied World War II stuff, what he went through, as a child, as a 10-year-old teenager, that here is Russia and the Nazis trying to erase his country and his ethnicity. And Poland prevailed, of course. But although I met a lot of really nice people, immigrants, he sticks out in my mind. And all I could think of is now he's with his son, even though he had to leave his home country. I mean, I was glad. I mean, the work that was being done for him, it just made my day, my week, my month to meet this gentleman. And, there was just so many other people. Another person that I met. Now, I know a little bit of sign language. Very little. But one day I was passing by the front desk where it was like customer service. And one of our service officers was getting very fed up. He had no patience anyway. But he was like fed up with this middle-aged woman who was at the front desk. And I realized she was deaf. Okay, so now how do I... And I told the service officer, go away. You're being an ass. I did. I told him, be away from the customers. You're being an ass. Get away. Anyway, through writing things down, she lost her green card, so she needed the paperwork to reapply for her green card. And he was trying to tell me, the service officer, was that she is fake and everything else. And I go, she's deaf. Why are you being an ass? She is deaf. So it took me about 5 minutes to realize what she needed, because we wrote things down. We did some signing. And I forget what country she was originally from. It's somewhere in Europe. And, but we managed to communicate, but it took a little bit of time. So in our capacity as human beings, do you think that we should just slow things down and listen to other people to see what they need and understand their struggles? I hope we do. I love all of you. Sorry I'm looking so disheveled. I am what I am. I love all of you. Keep writing to me, and talk to you soon.